Well, the outskirts of Shanghai, China brings us to round three, of the Excite Racing League Season 7. Here we are at the GP2 division. We've got the likes of Niratosti, the likes of Nikita, the likes of XRL Bernie, all going to be trying to emulate what happened last night in the Formula 1 division and provide plenty of wheel-to-wheel action through this tricky track where you've got sectors 1 and 3, which favour the low drag and very high speed setups, but then you've got that tricky sector 2 with the fast change of direction, which might favour the people running in the slightly more Red Bullish strategy of going the higher aero. All the question of how you like to drive things out there. Good evening to all you people watching exclusively live on twitch.tv. Coverage brought to you by GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. I'm Pete Marcroft, and joining me in the box this week is Chris Moss. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Chris, and good evening to everyone who's watching tonight.
Yeah, it's very important that we get as many of you out there watching as you can, and of course, please get your comments in. You have two ways you can do it tonight. You can either use the Channel 1 chat box, I've got that open on right in front of me on the screen, or if you're watching this via the Twitch app, courtesy of Xbox Live, you can send messages either to myself or to Writer's Tag, and either way, we will be able to answer your questions as best as we can. Hopefully this week we'll get a better stream quality than we did last week. Unfortunately, we were a bit plagued due to sound issues last time. Maybe we'll be able to see those go by. So just going to try and see who's near the front at the moment. Just trying to see if we can find out who's near the head of the snake here, because there's lots of drivers who are out on outlets, but the strange setup from Codemasters. Now, Psychic Taco, he's just gone into turn 1 in the Mercedes. He's gone straight for the option tyres. Does that surprise you, Chris? Drivers going straight for the options, or were you expecting a bit of a banker on the prime?
It doesn't surprise me. I think with people on this track, it's a tricky track, so you want to try and get all the best laps you can. The worry with people like Taco and the options is you could run out of options during the race.
Well, we did see that as a bit of an issue in the F1 division last night, where we saw Velocity really under pressure in the final part of the stint, and it looked like Nutters 91 may be able to get close enough to be able to threaten him for second place. On the stream, LGS says, good evening, Swish, good evening to you out there. Get your comments coming in. And Psychic Tap was a little wide at turn 11. Oh, and then he's clipped the inside of 12, got really bad on the grass there. And I'm not sure if this counts as turn 13 or if it's the same corner. Personally, I think it's all one long drawn-out position with the pedal to the metal. Over the DRS flap, and Psychic Taco gets it over nice and early. Depleted field here tonight in GP2. We've only got 11 drivers. Bit of a disappointment, that. Indeed, it's all about getting the drivers off the pace. Heading into turn 14, then Psychic Taco keeps it nice inside the lines and sets a 1:33.9. That was pretty good. Last night we saw 33.2, the best in the F1 division on those tyres, so we might see a bit more pace from these guys to come. Ivor Boyce, meanwhile, he's in the Red Bull this evening, going into turn 11, gets nicely on the inside apex at turn 11, rides the curve, and that gives him a nice flow into 12. Quite a decent lap so far from Boyce. It's a question of how fast he is off turn 12 to get over the DRS. Flat wide open around the 111 mark, probably a little down. Pole position last night, as LGS states, was a 1:32.9, but we're talking right at the top end of the field, about third or fourth. Anywhere in the mid-33's got you in contention in F1, so you probably expect the pace difference to maybe put that as the ultimate pole time here, but it's a question of who's got the pace. Boyce, meanwhile, not the best lap, sets a 1:34.6 on the option tyres, good enough for P4, but I don't think he's going to be too happy about that.
Slow times down now, so we did a 34.9 on the option.
Yeah, and also behind him we saw a few other guys on 34.7s, so 34.9s. But Snipes though, he's going over the line on the option time. It was a 35.6 for 7th place. That seems very, very slow. Evidently the pace difference between the F1 and the GP2 division seems a bit higher than usual here tonight.
again, it comes down to practice, and I know a few drivers, such as XRL, they don't get the time to practice, but when they come out of the back, such as Japan last year, they get the time and they get poles.
Well, that's Harold Bernie. He's actually on the prime tyres. First driver has seemed to do that. Bit of a surprise there. Maybe Bernie fancies a chance on a reverse strategy, having not only seen what happened in the F1 division last night, but he might not be too confident of his ultimate pace. One of the Red Bulls getting totally out of the way, but Bernie still manages to go all 4 tyres off on the outside of 10, heading into turn 11, looking pretty solid so far, but not spectacular. Definitely lacking the pace on the prime tyres. Meanwhile, LGS says you need to start your mic out. What is it he needs to do, LGS? Is he getting echo? Is it a bit too loud? What's going on? Heading into turn 13 into the hairpin corner, XRL Bernie clipping the nice inside apex there, but his pace is not that spectacular. He's gone straight to the right hand side. Is he going to be moving into the pit lane? No. Oh! Well, he made a very late decision to abort his lap there, Bernie. He got away with that, and apparently it was echoing, according to XRL LGS. I haven't heard it myself on the headset, so I'm not sure why it's echoing.
I'm plugged it on, turn the volume down, see if that helps out, if you can get back then.
Right, well, in the meantime, while we get this all sorted, right, hopefully now that might also help see if we can make some changes at my end as well. Nira Toasty on an outlap on a 35.0, so he's definitely looking to try and improve. Now Nikita, she's gone to the prime tyres on a Red Bull, DRS wide open, so let's ride on board as she uses a little curse. Oh! And gets almost a watchable lag down the pitch straight towards turn 1 there, but goes a little wide at 1, heading into turn 2, onto the snail section, sits in the middle of the track and gets quite decent traction for turn 3 as a result. Meanwhile, for those of you watching out there, please tell me if the sound is slightly better now. Hopefully things might have sorted out. Heading down towards turn 6, Nikita on the prime tyres, clips the inside apex beautifully there, really nice, but still got poor traction coming out of the corner. A bit of a surprise that. Through turn 7 and 8, and Nikita pushing as hard as she can into 9 and 10. The tricky double apex corner, very easy to go wide, but Nikita just keeps inside the white lines, pushing it to the absolute maximum into turn 11. Important to get a good apex here, and that was magnificently rode. Nikita's really attacking here, and that's very refreshing to see from this driver. Out of turn 12, riding the maximum curve, and already all the curve bar is depleted. And pace looks pretty solid here, despite this being a prime tyres run, but might have missed about maybe 1/10 of a second on the DRS there. Into turn 13, is she going to go a bit too deep? Oh, horrible change in direction there. Almost spun the car. I'm not sure if that was lag, or if that was down to downshifting a little too quickly. Heading through turn 14 towards the line, and a 34.8 is the best she can manage. Chris, meantime, who are you on board with?
I'm currently on board with the lovely Jamie2503. He's just done a lap of a 135. It wasn't the best, but it's an option run, so he does need to improve that.
Yeah, definitely. XRL Bernie, meanwhile, has gone round through turn 13 again on an outlap so far on the prime tyres. Now, he's got to make this count, because if he wants a chance to switch to the options for extra speed, he can't afford to get bogged down on a poor lap here. A little bit of traffic possibly coming out of the pits, but he might just miss that. Indeed he does, heading towards turn 1. Gets nice on the brakes in the middle of the corner, goes a little wide, and then that compromises slightly for his ever-tightening corner at turn 2 is so difficult there. I say, I call it the snail for a reason. It just seems that his speed is always forward away from you. LGS meanwhile says the sound is a lot better now, so fingers crossed it remains that way for the rest of the race. Heading through turn 6 then, XRL Bernie not using the full width of the track on the outside there. Are you ever surprised by that, Chris? Wouldn't you be wanting to use the maximum width and get as much speed as possible?
Yeah, obviously you want to use as much of the track as you can, but if you put the grip and feel stable and play with the prime tyres there.
Right.
A little bit longer, but already fully.
Well, unfortunately, we've got a bit of sound clip on your microphone there, Chris. Hopefully it sorts itself out. We're heading through turn 12. XRL Bernie using the last of his curves, heading towards the DRS line, the flat wide open at about the same kind of pace that we saw so far from Nikita. So strong lap potentially here from XRL Bernie. As we head towards turn 13, gets into the inside. Oh, that's all 4 tyres over the inside there. The leader of XRL's got to be careful that he doesn't do that too much in the race. That's not the kind of thing you want to be doing. Pushing a bit too wide at the final corner. He's all out attack here, Bernie. And that's a 1:34.6. Good pace on the prime tyres. But again, you don't want to be making that mistake of going too wide at the corners and cutting too many corners edges, or you could find yourself getting the wrap on the stewards. Snipes only one. Going to try and improve from a 35.6, but doesn't manage to do it on the option tyres. Very surprising. Snipes are really struggling. Perez, meanwhile, has not yet set a lap for Ferrari. It's all out attack here. He's got to make this count going through the snail and gets really poor traction out of that corner. Almost spins the car due to the amount of wheel spin.
Nirotowski's now got provisional pole of 1:33.3. He's currently 6 tenths ahead of the next driver, which is Psychic Taco.
And that's literally only about 1 or 2 tenths off the pace of TRL Button, last night's F1 race winner. So that's really showing that some of these guys in the GP2 division have the pace. Perez, meanwhile, going for turns 7 and 8, getting decent traction as we head to 9 and 10. Deceived a bit on the outside, almost drifted off the track, but managed to arrest it. Heading out towards turn 11, it's crucial you get a good corner apex here. Perez riding up very well, doesn't touch too much of the curve, so avoids getting the wheel spin. That's good driving there from Perez in the Ferrari. Heading down towards the DRS zone. Going to be important. He's saved a little bit of his curves, he's not used all of it, evidently favouring a chance to get a second shot of curves towards the end of the lap. Turn 13 and Perez goes a little deep there, makes a bit of a mistake on the braking. That pushes him a little wide and now he's off the gas completely. He's stopped gassing. What's going on there? Perez has made a mistake and he's lost about 3 or 4 seconds and he's gone into the box. He's got to be very careful here. He might not get the chance to qualify. There's only 2.5 minutes left of this session. By the time he's on the tracks and off, he might well not be able to get out and set a lap.
Yeah, it's going to be nip and tuck for Perez, but all the other drivers are coming in now, hopefully trying to get that one last lap in.
Well, ahead of the snake at the moment, as far as I can see, is Nikita. She's on another outlap, has stayed on the prime tyres. Evidently, she's happy to stick with this reverse strategy. Like, same as XRL Bernie, they've all been pushing these prime tyres, but she's down in P9. Now, with her pace and the way that she drives, that could be a recipe for disaster. We saw that in turns 1 and 2 last night, when Ice Cold Andy and also XRL Fearless got caught in a few walls. Heading into the final corner, Nikita goes on the line now, DRS open, curves deployed, and this is her really last chance to make this count. Meanwhile, one of the Salvers has just joined the track now and gone out of the pits. Whoever that is, I don't think they're going to get around in time. I think they're going to see the checkered flag. So that Salver driver, it might be XRL Bernie or it might be someone else, is not going to make it. Nikita, though, is going through turn 3 quite nicely. Gets a good ride through turn 4. Well, looking for 5, not really a corner, into P6. Now the question is, can she get into the apex? Misses it slightly, but goes wide at the outside to get the extra speed.
Yeah, it's definitely XRL Bernie. I'm currently on board with him to see if he does make it or not.
I can't see him making it. I'm sure it was about 1:33 to go when he was just about to get to the white line. And Nikita had to get out of the gas from turn 8 there. Lost a lot of the accelerator, so evidently not confident in the change of direction on these prime tyres. Going through turn 10, gets a bit too wide there and right over the curve, and that will slow her down as well. A scruffy lap this from Nikita. She needs to really drag out in sector 3 to have any hope of increasing and getting further up the field. Curves deployed by Nikita through turn 12, riding along the banking, heading towards the DRS zone. Let's ride on board and have a listen to the engine. It seems like the acceleration's wavering a little bit by the sound there. You can hear the torque dropping off from the car. Definitely not sounding too healthy, but Nikita got a good line through turn 13 there, riding the inside quite well into the final corner. She's got to be careful to go over the outside too much. Oh, might just get away with that. Has she improved? A 34.5 to go provisional P7. Is that where she's going to finish? XRL Bernie, meanwhile, I think he's made it. I think he's just got round. I'm riding on board with it now. I don't know how he managed that because he was literally at about 133. Whatever he's done, he's managed to make it. Nikita's ahead of him, but I think she's going to get totally out of the way. Good driving there. Went onto the grass to avoid him. So on board with XRL Bernie. He's on the option tyres. He's going to be the last man over the line. Heading towards turn 6. He really has to make this count if he wants any chance of breaking the higher end of the field and having a chance of getting good points. Through 7 and 8, and liking the option rubber a bit more here, XRL Bernie, as he goes to the inside apex, and he's got a lot tighter to the corners. He's definitely got a lot more confidence in the car, riding on the faster rubber. Going through turns 9 and 10, takes that a little too wide there, gets stuck over the curb and kicks a lot of dust up. Attacking the curve all out there through turn 11, almost went over the inside. So easy to spin the car due to the slippery paint there, but he still managed to find a bit of decent grip, got half his curves bar available, and he's not deploying it. That's interesting. But he's waiting until he's halfway down the pitch straight. That seems like a waste of curves to me. Into turn 13, gets on the braking zone. Has he got the car stopped? Yes, he has. Right to the white lines as wide as he can there. Really attacking the width of this track. Is he going to gain any time into the final corner? He can't afford to make... Oh, he's hit the bollard. Not nearly spun the car. Has that cost him a couple of tenths? Even so, 34.1 plus in P3. A big response there from XRL Bernie, but Nero Toasty at 33.3, a full 6 tenths clear of Psychic Taco in second place. Absolutely extraordinary. XRL Fozzy, he did a good job last night in F1. He's in 4th place. Actually, got outboiced in 5th place. Awesome Panda 6th. Jamie in 7th. Nikita down in 8th on the primes. Ian Unstoppable in P9. And then Snipes on the last of those to qualify in P10. Perez did not set a time. What's your take on that grid then, Chris?
Well, you can see where the people have practiced and where the people haven't, except for Bernie, because I know he's done very little practice except for about 2.5 hours today. But Nero Toasty, by far, shine out driver in that qualifying session.
I mean, a 6 tenths of a second on the qualifying pace, even if you adjust it by 2 or 3 tenths due to maybe having slightly better conditions or slightly better time management, it still sounds like a good few tenths potentially over the race distance in the back there.
Definitely. If he can get them tyres to last with the pace he's got, he's definitely going to be in control of getting the win or not.
Well, XRL Bernie is being backed by XRL LGS. He says Bernie for the win. That's a brave thing to say. It's been a long time since Bernie's been on the top step of the podium, and it's long overdue. Klaus, meanwhile, he gets in on the action in the chat box saying, would be nice, but I can't see it. Personally, I'd be inclined to agree with Klaus on this. Did a great qualifying, but I'm not sure if he's got the consistency in the race. I think it's going to be difficult to look away from Toasty and Taco, but I'd also keep an eye on XRL Fozzy, because he did a very good run last night in the F1 division, and someone's already readied up way before we're ready. I'm not sure who that was. Whoever you are, if you find out, we find out who you are, you will be getting words. So, well, here is Shanghai, China, and Chris, who's your pick?
With the pacing quality, I'd go Nero Toasty, but I still wouldn't keep out Nikita. She qualified on primes, but she's got a chance.
Well, she's starting down in P8 though, so it's all about surviving the first lap frocker. And the only way we're going to know if anything's going to happen there is by getting out onto the grid. So for 100% distance here at Shanghai, China, for round 3 of XRL Racing League, brought to you by GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. Can Nero Toasty convert the advantage over pace and qualifying to a victory? Can Psychic Taco battle back? Will Nikita on the reverse strategy be able to pull through? It's all going to go off over the next 56 laps, and when the red lights go out, we're racing. It's lights out, and away we go. So down towards turn 1, and Neratosi's got a bit of wheel spin off the line. That's opened the door for Psychic Taco, who fancies a chance towards turn 1. XRL Bernie, meanwhile, thinks about going around the outside, setting up for turn 2 into the snail, thinking about taking the title line through 3, but he's under big pressure here, as we've got one of the XRL Fuzzy in the front. He's gone off the track there. I don't know if that was a bump, punt, or a nudge, and Bernie's been spun around into the wall. He's off straight away at turn 3. XRL LGS has given him the commentator's curse. Jamie2503 is in 3rd place now, as we've got one of the Lotuses scrapping very close to the wheel. I think that's going to be Ira Boyce in the Red Bull. Finn, let's find out who that is. Move further back there. We've got Psychic Taco in 2nd, Jamie under big pressure now, as we've got the Awesome Panda in P4, and then behind him Ira Boyce. Side-by-side action, meanwhile, is behind him. Nikita's already up to P6, so she's done a good recovery so far with the prime tyres, and if she can stay in touch, she'll be really close for the race victory.
He lost part of his end plate on the front left side of his car.
That's hardly a surprise when you hit the wall like that. We saw it happen last night to Ice Cold Andy in the Williams, and unfortunately, XRL Bernie's been caught out. And there's actually a big cluster of cars right at the back of the field, but I'm riding up with Boyce at the moment, who's getting very close to the back of Awesome Panda, who's looking very quickly at the back of Jamie2503 in the Mercedes. Jamie might get a double overtake done on him here as Ira Boyce goes to the inside. It's going to be very, very brave with the braking, but look at that braking from Jamie. Looking to go around the outside. Boyce touches wheels, but magnificent defensive driving there for Jamie to keep that position. I don't know where he found the grit to be able to do that. But Awesome Panda's going to look to take advantage of Boyce, who's made a bit of a mistake with too wide to get out of the gas there. And Panda looks like he's going to get back into 4th place. Moving further forward, we've got a bit of a scrap for the lead here, as already Psychic Taco is all over the back of Neratosti. Psychic Taco gets 4 wheels from our turn 3 though, and that makes it difficult to catch up to the Salva. Neratosti's starting to pull away a little bit, but he's got to keep him on there if Taco wants any chance of battling for this victory. Meanwhile, due to the amount of cars at the back, we're going to quickly get back there to see what's going on. We've got XRL Bernie at the root of the field in P11, who's now standing at the back of Perez in the Ferrari, who's looking to take on the Williams being piloted tonight by Ian Unstoppable. Well, at the moment, he's proving quite stoppable. He's gone in 9th place. He needs to really get the pace on if he wants to live up to his name. And he's looking at the back of the sister Ferrari being driven by XRL Fuzzy. So Fuzzy's lost out quite badly. He's down in P8 now. Both Bernie and Fozzie being the big losers on the opening lap, where in a couple of corners, there look like there's a bit of accidents going on.
Yeah, not only that, Ian Unstoppable as well. He lost out, he went wide at turn 4.
Meanwhile, moving further forward, we've got another scrap going on here as Awesome Panda's got Jamie2503 all over him. But ahead of them, look at this, Psychic Taco finds the move on the inside. Jamie dives on the inside of Panda. At the same time as Psychic Taco looked like he was going to get ahead of Neratosti. Well, Neratosti gets the battle line for 13. Can he be able to hang on the track? Jamie takes on the bollard. Awesome Panda nearly gets spun as a result of it. And now Jamie2503 is staring very quickly at the back of his teammate Psychic Taco. We've got a 3-way scrap for the lead now. Psychic Taco running a bit out of grip for turn 2 there. He gets all the poor traction from Jamie. That's going to open the door for Awesome Panda, who's looking at the back of it. Now it's a 4-car scrap. Who says that the lower divisions don't give you better action here? This is unbelievable driving. Chris, where are you on track at the moment? You seem a bit lost in space.
No, I'm currently on board about at the front. I'm just seeing a lot of lag, to be fair.
Right, well in the meantime I've got clear as crystal view at the moment, so we'll stick with this. As Awesome Panda is at the foot of the chain, looking at the back of Jamie2503, who gets a bit of wheel slip from turns 7 and 8, and that gives him a little bit of compromise there. But meanwhile, up ahead of them, you can see the Psychic Taco's fishing a lot in his car. Whether he's trying to get a lot of grip in his tyres or if he's getting the lag. And in the meanwhile, Neratosti under big pressure. Despite that gap in qualifying, Neratosti's not been able to break away. And now DRS is going to be available here, and Psychic Taco absolutely nailed to the gearbox of that Sauber. This is going to be a great opportunity on the DRS. Curse deployed, and there goes the flop. He goes for about 3 or 4 tenths there before he can use it. Oh, what was that? Psychic Taco nearly spun out of the track on the straight. Lots of all his tyres. He's gone off at turn 13. Neratosti goes back through. Jamie2503 is into 2nd place. Awesome Panda just caught out, not able to take advantage. On the stream, LMG Killer saying, just started watching, what have I missed? Well, you missed the first lap incident between XRL Bernie and it looked like XRL Fuzzy, and then Bernie also got taken off by someone as well by the looks of it. A few bit of nudges in the first couple of corners, and now a four-way scrap for the leaders. We've got Awesome Panda for Lotus in 4th place. 3rd place, we've got Psychic Taco for Mercedes, Jamie2503 for Mercedes 2nd, and then Nero Toski hanging on, having led from pole position.
Just had a cycle glitch with Ian Unstoppable as well, around turn 1 with a Ferrari. I'm not sure which Ferrari though, but I'm currently on board with that incident anyway.
Well, as long as you keep it noted down. Meanwhile, LGS is saying lag is really annoying on the back straight. Join the club league. Believe me, that's the last place we want that. But Banzai action down to turn 13, and all we're getting is stuttering, jittering, and skipping. In the meantime, all you people out there on the stream, like LNG Killers, like Chris, and like Clark, if you got your comments, please get them coming. Also, if you're watching courtesy of the Twitch app on the Xbox Live, you can send the messages either to me directly, Swishbone, or to Chris, Riotous Tag 80. Either one of us will do our best to get through them. Meanwhile, Chris, you're near the back of the field. Where's the XRL Fuzzy at the moment?
He's just passed Snipe Zone for 7th place.
Well, meantime, Psychic Taco is looking to get a great run at the back of the Jamie2503. Both guys have got DRS. Mercedes versus Mercedes. DRS versus DRS. Lag versus lag. Into turn 13. Psychic Taco on the inside line, but Jamie's really confident on the brakes. And Psychic Taco may have got poor wheel spin coming up the outside there. And Jamie just about doing enough to hang on. Absolutely superb driving from Jamie. As Psychic Taco goes a little over the inside. And then also at the same time, Jamie goes a little over the outside. People have got to be careful with the track limit or the stewards will be knocking on your door. DRS for Psychic Taco, but he's just not close enough to attack into turn 1. Through turn 2 and into 3, Psychic Taco's all over the back of his gearbox of his teammate, and then behind him we've got the Awesome Panda. I really would love to bring you the cluster of cars at the foot of the points, but when you've got a 4-car duel for the lead, we've got to stay where the action is for the key victory. As Psychic Taco took the lead at Jamie2503 there into turn 6, but just not got the grip to attack. Psychic Taco going through 7 and 8, gets a little bit of better traction there from Jamie2503. The Awesome Panda, meanwhile, sticks very close to the back of that gearbox of that Mercedes. He's going to try and follow through where we can, and Nero Toasty is really being compromised here because Nero Toasty just can't break away. As Psychic Taco thinks about taking a look at his teammate to turn 11, Jamie2503 makes a bit of a mistake, and as a result, Awesome Panda's been let in on the pair of them. This could get juicy down to turn 13. First blood from Awesome Panda as Psychic Taco already pulling out of the slipstream on his teammates. Awesome Panda using the slipstream of Jamie. Might fancy a cheeky look at the pair of them here down towards turn 13. It's going to be a three-way scrap. Awesome Panda backs out early, realises not going to make the move, and at the same time Psychic Taco makes a big mistake, goes on to turn 13, and Jamie2503 and the Awesome Panda both go through. Nero Toasty's got a little bit of a gap now, not by much meanwhile, and behind them, meanwhile in P5, here we go, we've got a bit more action here as, unbelievably, Ivan Boyce gets a great run of the DRS towards Psychic Taco. Oh, they touch wheels, almost going off the track there, but great car control from Boyce to keep that going.
I've got 2 drivers in the pits. We've got XRL Bernie, who's just gone into 10th place, and Fozzy, who's about to take 10th place again.
Right, evidently those guys are trying to fancy a bit of clean air here. As Awesome Panda's staring very quickly at the back of Jamie2503, heading towards turn 6. Nero Toasty, meanwhile, is about 1, maybe 1.5 seconds clear of these guys. A little bit of a gap for now, but Awesome Panda seems to be getting held up by these Mercedes. If Panda can break 3, he might become a threat. Awesome Panda taking a look at the inside of turn 8, that'd be brave, but he decides he's got no chance into 9, backs out the move. Great opportunity here for Awesome Panda, though. He seems much more confident on these tyres, heading for turn 7 and 8. We did see last night in the F1 division, drivers diving in after 5 and 6 laps. Now, is Awesome Panda going to go long, or is he going to try and get the undercut? And for turn 12. Curse deployed there by Awesome Panda, getting very good slipstream action. Look at the speed difference. DRS now available. Jamie2503 has looked super confident on the brakes, so Awesome Panda's not got this move done yet by any margin. Indeed, Jamie looks on the inside, and look at that for defending. Absolutely superb. If one thing Jamie2503's got right tonight is a masterclass in late braking to turn 13. As Awesome Panda goes for the undercut, he does dive into the box. Psychic Taco at P3, meanwhile, has got Ira Boyce all over him like a rash. Into turn 1, Psychic Taco going a little too wide there, but he's going to get a quicker line through 2 potentially. Ira Boyce going on the tighter line, has to get out of the throttle a little more. Into turn 3, all the drivers going a little wide there. Is that the preferred line, do you think, Chris?
I don't think it's the preferred line. I just think with the grip that the cars have got right now, it's the only line they can take. I think towards the end of the fuels and towards the end of the race, the line is a lot closer and potentially getting quicker lap times.
Well, in the meantime, Ira Boyce, who's done well to hang on in P4, having started in a bit of the mid-pack of the field, he's done really well to hang on to the pace here. And Nero Toasty, despite that gap of 6 tenths in qualifying, has not been able to break away from these Mercedes, despite the mistakes of Psychic Taco and Jamie getting caught up in constant battles. Nero's not been able to get away. Psychic Taco looking to get a better line for turn 12 as Jamie2503 goes a little wide at the start there, and the curves have been deployed by Taco. He's going to attack here, but he knows full well that Jamie has been a master on the brakes, so if he wants to make this work, he's going to have to commit. And Psychic Taco has not been able to use the brakes as well as Jamie. Heading down towards turn 13, Psychic Taco plus passes the DRS, and Jamie hits the back of his teammate. Psychic Taco, as a result of that's going to go through. Jamie's had to wait, and he's actually locked wheels of Ivan Boyce, and he's still not given the position back to his teammate. Jamie has lost out big time as Boyce and Jamie both go in the box together, almost like when Felipe Massa and Fernando Alonso went side by side.
That's not going to benefit them at all, because Fozzie's right on the back of Awesome Panda at the minute.
We've got Perez meanwhile running in P4. He's gone the long distance here, hasn't he? And indeed, Jamie2503 has lost out again to Boyce. Boyce did have the track position on the pits, and they're going to come out right behind this pair. There goes I'm Awesome Panda, and right behind him, XRL Fozzie, as you call. So they've come out right behind a battle. That's the last place they want to be. And Awesome Panda on the prime tyres gets the job done on Jamie2503. Meanwhile, the incident at turn 13 on lap 7 will have to be looked at between Jamie and his teammate. So make sure you got that noted down, please, Chris.
Yep, sure.
Evan Keels asking, did Stewart start the race? Did you miss Stewart B949? No, he didn't. He did race last night in F1, but he's not here this evening. Ira Boyce in P7 really holding up Jamie2503 because Jamie has gone onto the option tyres, whereas Ira Boyce is on the prime. So evidently Jamie going for the faster strategy early, be as aggressive as you can, but he's got to make sure he clears these cars. He needs clean air for this strategy to work. He needs to be able to use the pace of the quicker rubber. If he's constantly in dirty air, Jamie2503 is going to be a huge loser after this round of pit stop. And look at the distance already. He's lost on Ira Boyce going off turn 12. DRS available, and Jamie's been good on the brakes. Is he going to be able to affect the pass? And up ahead, meanwhile, it looks like XRL Fozzie looks to down on the inside of Awesome Panda. They're side by side for turn 13, but Awesome Panda, with magnificent extra traction, gets ahead. And Ira Boyce, despite being on the slower tyre, has caught up to XRL Fozzie. Sent the ball out flying towards the grandstand. Catch that, and that's a 6.
Toasty should come out in third place after his pit stop.
Who's that in the pits at the moment? Someone's just leaving pit road as Jamie2503 wants to go on. Psychic Taco! Psychic Taco's lost that big time. He's come out behind Jamie2503, Boyce, and way behind I'm Awesome Panda. He's lost out a hell of a lot here under the pit stops. Ira Boyce really frustrated Jamie2503 as he looks at the back of, I believe that's XRL Fozzie in the Ferrari. Indeed, so despite being on the option rubber, XRL Fozzie is not able to break away from Boyce, who's on the primes. And Jamie2503 might be on the quicker rubber, but he can't get the clean air he needs. Is this a driver's worst nightmare, Chris?
Yeah, definitely. But in other terms, the driver I called that could also potentially win the race, Nikita, is currently leading the race.
On the prime tyre reverse strategy, having gone into the box later than everybody else, it's a question of what tyres you go for here. We have seen quite high tyre degradation, as the F1 division proved last night. If you were racing this evening, would you be going conservative, running the primes a lot, or would you be going aggressive like Ice Cold Andy would, and running the options until they die?
Well, I'll try and find a happy medium between them both. I want to try and get the maximum I could out of the tyres, but I wouldn't.
Ever the politician, you always come out with an evasive answer, don't you?
Well, I do politics at A-level, Swish.
Meanwhile, I'm a boss of DRS is trying to keep ahead of Jamie2503, and they've actually fallen away from this duel between XRL Fozzy and Awesome Panda. Awesome Panda going the wider line, Fozzy taking the title one, and Jamie2503's off the track! Oh, no, he's locked back on it. Wonderful. So Jamie's usual race lag comes into play. That's the last thing we need. As XRL Fozzy looks at the back of Awesome Panda, heading towards turn 6. But Awesome Panda's just got the traction at the moment. Doing a great job here for Lotus. Behind them, meanwhile, I'm a boy still doing a fantastic job on those prime tyres. Jamie2503 is not going to be a happy man. He's now lost at least 3 laps behind this guy. And Psychic Taco, he'll be cursing under the helmet too. That later stop has lost him a lot of time. Jordan Kelly asked how are we doing this evening? We're doing very well, and the guys in GP2 providing us with quite a lot of action here. As XRL Fozzy looks to try and close the Panda, and behind him, I'm a Boyce who goes a little wide at turn 12. That's open the door for Jamie2503. This is the Mercedes driver's best chance to clear him and get himself back into contention. Curves all depleted, DRS open for Jamie2503. Hard to know exactly where he is, waiting to everybody else courtesy the Chinese lag here in the back straight, but he's just not able to catch up to Boyce on a straight line. Boyce must evidently have a very good gearbox, and that's what we saw this in 2012 in Korea, when Nico Hulkenberg held off both Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton driving for Sauber due to a magnificent setup that was all about low drag through Sector 1. And evidently, I'm a Boyce channeled that and made a car that's capable of doing the same. Through the snail, XRL Fozzy looking to get close to the back of Awesome Panda. These guys are the closest we've got on track at the moment, from what I can see, although there is a bit of a duel moving further back into the snail. I'm going to try and get back there to find out who that actually is. It'd be nice to get a bit of coverage to the guys at the back of the grid. XRL Bernie in P9 trying to recover after that first lap incident, as Ian Unstoppable in 10th has got Snipe Zone behind him. I'd probably say they're in about the positions you'd expect, really. Snipe Zone and also Ian Unstoppable.
I wouldn't say Ian Unstoppable so much. He went wide.
Oh, so much for that. He's wiped out.
Yep, I agree. He's definitely deserving to be at the back.
So Nero Toasty now is all over the back of the second Ferrari, which is S Perez 68. Not stopped yet as far as I can see Perez. This is lap 11. So evidently he's pushing the more Le Mans strategy of going long and trying to save that pit stop. It almost worked for Porsche at Spa this weekend, so it might work for him here in China. DRS on from Nero Toasty though, and that looks like it's done and dusted. And interestingly, Toasty is not that far adrift of Nikita, because Nikita's only just going. Nikita's into the pits now on lap 11 on the option on the prime tyres. Is that a bit early, do you think?
Well, I don't know if it's me, but I've got a little bit of lag, and she almost like parked the car on the corner of the end of the straight. But she's definitely got a little bit of lag there, and but it's definitely early for me. Anyway.
Oh, I'm a Boyce looking to dive on the inside of XRL Fozzy. He's looking at the inside of turn 2, and that's going to give him the wider line for 3, but he might be able to straight line 4 here. They're side by side. XRL Fozzy, oh, side swipes almost there. I'm a Boyce kissing his tyres, saying, get out of my way. That's a position taken, but he showed absolutely no mercy there. I'm a Boyce from the Red Bull, pushing his luck a bit. And meanwhile, Awesome Panda has now apparently got to P3 as far as I can see. Indeed, Awesome Panda's called to Perez, and Perez has not stopped. And look at that, to a clean rounding through turn 8. Those tyres must be absolutely shredded on that Ferrari.
It looks like it was a good call by Nikita by going in that previous lap.
Well, Perez has stayed on this long on the option tyres. He's gone longer than anyone. That's really interesting. But meanwhile, Ira Boyce looking to follow Panda through. As meanwhile, we're going to see XRL Fozzy be let through by his teammate. Jamie2503 has now got Psychic Taco all over his gearbox. This is incredibly close stuff. Meanwhile, Perez now watches his teammate XRL Fozzy lines up Ira Boyce heading towards turn 13. XRL Fozzy's got the inside line. He's got the tight to turn in, but at the same time, Boyce might have the natural angle. Oh, Perez goes all 4 tyres over the inside as Boyce rubs tyres once again. This time on XRL Fozzy heading in towards the turn, and Fozzy lets him go, realising he's going to be compromised on the outside. But DRS available from Fozzy. This is possibly very intelligent as he looks to dive on the inside. DRS assisted pass potentially on the brakes. Can he get inside before Boyce swipes him sideways? No, he can't. Boyce grabs the traction. Beautiful driving. Meanwhile, seconds.
But Nikita seems to be short shifting at the hairpin on the final straight.
I'm keeping too much of an eye on this duel here because Psychic Taco is now winding up XRL Fozzy in towards turn 6. He's on the outside line, but Fozzy on the option tyre is going to have the tighter apex. Psychic Taco almost went onto the marbles there and has not been able to make the pass. Now, Psychic Taco wants to get past this slowing Ferrari, wants to get this Ferrari out of his way because XRL Fozzy has not been very quick on these tyres. But despite that, Psychic Taco is not able to find the grip through turn 8. And Ira Boyce has a chance to pull away a little bit here and get himself out of DRS detection. Psychic Tiger looking at the back of XRL Fozzy, and he tries to get as much of the curve as he can at turn 11 to straight line the corner, but he's just not got the traction at the start of 12. And Psychic Tiger can only watch as XRL Fozzy starts to pull away. He retaliates with a little bit of curves, but will Fozzy have the DRS on Ira Boyce here? Yes, he will. So both guys have DRS now towards the corner, but Psychic Taco fancies an opportunity, a little bit of lag. Who's going to be ahead at turn 13? It's going to be all vitally close. Psychic Taco, all 4 tyres on the inside. That looked like he went past illegally there. That will have to be reviewed after the race. At the same time, Ira Boyce, XRL Fozzy goes into the pits. So even if it was an illegal take, unfortunately, Psychic Taco can't let him back through. You lost the words this evening, Chris.
Yeah, I'm just typing all incidents away.
Good boy. Well, Psychic Taco, meanwhile, looks at the back of, a bit of a lagging left ball there. That's pretty bad. As we've got Ira Boyce doing his best to try and stay ahead of Taco. Taco, don't forget, was in P2 and looking like a potential battle for the victory. And he's now really losing ground as Awesome Panda has got a great opportunity now to get himself into a high podium position. Psychic Taco riding on board for a turn 7 8, almost loses the car at the end of turn 8 there, has to totally get out of the gas. Look at the distance that's given on the Boyce. Now if Boyce is clever, he might be able to get just enough ahead to be out of detection for DRS. Not sure he will though. I think he's just made a bit too much of an error at turn 11. Psychic Taco knows he's got to get past this Red Bull if he has any chance of getting back into contention in this race. He deploys his curves to get as close as he can. The lag on the back straight makes life very difficult. The driver's trying to adjust. DRS flap up for Psychic Taco. He's got ahead before the corner. Can he make this stop as Ira Boyce gets on the brakes very, very late? Goes off at turn 13. He's got to be careful when he rejoins. And indeed, he makes sure he gets out of the way of Jamie2503. Boyce loses 2 places in 1 corner. XRL Bobbers, meanwhile, getting in on the track records. It was a bit naughty from Boyce in that instant when he got past XRL Fozzy. Meanwhile, he's also saying, come on, Fozzy and Taco. Well, Taco's now in P3, chasing down the Awesome Panda, so he's doing everything he can. But Nero Toasty now has got about 4 seconds on Panda, so a good cushion there from Nero Toasty. A great opportunity to control the pace of the race.
Unfortunately for Bobbers, I'll say the commentator's curse award for Fozzy, you're about 15 laps too late.
Yeah, indeed, because Fozzie did get caught up in a fracker at the first couple of corners. Heading through turn 6 now, I'm a voice looking at the back of Jamie2503. Those options have not been able to be used to their best potential. He's been caught up in battles everywhere he goes. Meanwhile, further back through the field, we got another scrap as XRL Fozzie filters out in 7th place. Snipe Zone, meanwhile, has got the Red Bull, the Ferrari of Perez all over the back of him. Perez only just stopping on the prior tyres, but that long stint on the options will put him all the way down in 9th, and he's not able to drive past Snipe Zone at this moment. It's turns 9 and 10 as we see F. Perez trying to get as close as he can to the back of that Lotus. He's going all out attack to take him before turn 11. That's pretty spectacular driving. But Snipezone's not giving up. Oh, at the same time, it looked to me there that Perez may have got all 4 tyres over the inside at turn 11 here on lap 15, and that may have gained him the advantage to keep the position. Meanwhile, Bullet says his excuse in the commentator's curse award goes to the fact that he missed the start, so didn't know what had happened. Well, that's fair enough. Now, Nikita, meanwhile, is back in P5 after all these pit stops, not too far off her teammate Beist. But up ahead, Psychic Taco's really caught to the back of Awesome Panda. And if these two start battling, Nira Toasty's got a great opportunity to pull away. I mean, if you were leading the race, Chris, is that what you'd want? Would you want the guys behind getting into a bit of a hammer and tongs duel?
Definitely. It would slow them both down instead of them working together to catch up to himself as the leader. But the thing that Nero Toasty's got to do right now is just focus on his own race. He can't be worrying about other people when you're leading the race. Otherwise, you're just going to get too involved and
Awesome Panda makes a mistake at turn 9. That's giving Psychic Taco a chance on the inside of 10. Taco backs out of the moon when he saw that wedge disappearing. But Awesome Panda's now in big trouble because Psychic Taco should, unless he makes an error at turn 12, get close enough for DRS. And he was pushing his luck there, riding the curbs very aggressively. On the screen, Crazy Fish 1, 2, 3, 4 sets hello. Well, good evening to you. Good. Meanwhile, great image quality apparently. As Crazy Fish asked, is this a new PVR? No, it's not. Just hoping we've got better internet connection. A Psychic Target with the DRS spot wide open, heading to her turn 13, but look at the same time, Awesome Panda fighting back and Targo goes wide. Has Panda got enough grip to go underneath him? No, the Lotus driver just caught out there. Good driving for Psychic Targo. I will say that provided the screen's coming in at best quality, this should actually be in HD 720p. So if you've got a nice big TV, put it on full screen and enjoy. There's Awesome Panda with DRS open, heading towards turn 1, but great driving from the Psycho Taco there to just get the grip through 1 and 2 to stay ahead. Critical pass. He needs to now try and close down Toasty. Awesome Panda pushing as hard as he can to get close to the back of Psychic Taco, but already Taco's got about 4/10 of a second on him. Awesome Panda, definitely a driver who's able to keep the guys behind, but evidently one who prefers to be chased rather than doing the chasing. I mean, as a driver, do you think that's quite common, or is it rare to enjoy being chased more than doing the chasing?
It depends really where you are in the race. I think if you're at the back of the field,
oh, Awesome Panda makes a big mistake. Sorry to come across you. Gets on the curve at turn 10 and actually gets spun through the grass. And he's now actually got either Boyce in the Red Bull and he's actually let Boyce through there. Not sure that Panda could really be held at fault. He didn't really gain any advantage, but very sporting. Unless, of course, he's done it on purpose to try and get the DRS. Even so, Boyce has pulled away. Unfortunately, big mistake. So going back to your comment anyway.
Yeah, I think, as I say, it depends on where you are. I think if you're at the back of the field, you prefer to be chasing to try and get the people at the front. If you're at the front, you'd rather be pulling away. But myself, I'd rather be catching people. I don't like being caught. It's not fun seeing drivers pass you left, right, and centre. So obviously, trying to catch is better than not trying to catch.
Well, do the tyres actually causing a bit of a play here? Because obviously if the wear's constantly going off around you, you constantly find yourself being caught in a cycle where it's a case of do I stop, do I keep going? Do you find yourself constantly looking around and thinking, I'm not racing him, I'll let him go, I'm racing him, I'll hold him up?
Not really. You try and get your own race raced. Like, I don't know, for a track with heavy grip. stay hungry. Obviously, the tyre factor does get involved there, but you just got to try and get the strategy where you can get the minimum amount of pit stops done in the quickest time. That's how you try and do it. You don't try and purposely hold people up because it's unsporting. You just try and race people. Obviously, if one guy's quicker, then obviously hats off to you. You got a better race strategy. If not, then obviously keep on racing until one of you thinks.
Well, it makes our awesome Panda start to catch up quickly to the back of Boyce there. A bit of advice for all you guys in the lower divisions. Whether you're going to be racing in GP3 or F4 tomorrow night, GP3, with any luck, will be brought to you by Sharky, as long as his computer issues have been sorted. And on the Wednesday night, you should be seeing a simulcast from XRL Bernie and F1 Speed of the F5000 and the T6. And also, Classics has started again, hasn't it, Chris?
Yeah, Classic started last Saturday. Unfortunately, there was no stream. I will be looking out to try and get some streamers to hopefully stream the race for you. For the results, I can give you a rundown towards the end of the race. But yeah, it was a very interesting race, except for me.
Well, it's our awesome Panda doing all he can to catch up to Boyce. He just wants to make sure he doesn't get away from me. He's still in the DRS detection here. And awesome Panda and Boyce seem to be the closest guys on track. As Boyce makes a mistake, goes off at turn 1, and Panda goes, thank you very much, I will have a piece of that. So awesome Panda gifted third place. Boyce will be seething, and he's now got his teammate Nikita all over his diffuser. Well, someone must be feeling a bit of a smarty pants right now, because Nikita's got themselves back into a great opportunity, heading towards turn 6. Nikita thinks better of it now, as Boyce has just got the race in line. So Nikita looking at the back of her teammate Amma Boyce going through turns 7 and 8. Nikita did stop later, having run the prime times first, and she's obviously got prime. Are you expecting that to be a long series of prize and one stint on the options, or would you try and mix bag it? And please don't give a political answer this time.
I think it's a very safe strategy by Nikita. Obviously, getting the prime tires out of the way with the heavy fuel. She seems to be doing a good job of it. That just plays her into play right at the end of the race, possibly going for the podium with the option tyres, while others, like Taco, may have to run the prime tyres again to get the strategy out of the way.
Well, in the meantime, LCS is asking who's retired. We actually lost connection to Ian Unstoppable. Evidently, he was stoppable tonight. I mean, it's a bit cruel for me to say that. As Iron Boyce goes wide at turn 13, Nikita has to stop the car pretty much. Evidently being almost sideswiped by her teammate. Boyce will be looking to go into the box soon, I think, because he's really holding himself and Nikita up due to this sloppy driving. Meanwhile, XRL Bullets has put a summary of his race in the chat box. I'm not reading it, I've not gone all day. But if you want to find out how he got on last night in the F1 division, you can read that. And of course, you can still check out the archive broadcast here on Channel 1 or on Channel 2, because last night was a simulcast. And obviously, we'll be back again for Bahrain on Sunday with the same thing with me and Dan Fisk. Hopefully, Chris, you will get someone to bring you the action from the XRL Classics. It will not be me, because I'm never available on Friday or Saturday.
I mean, if any streamers are watching tonight, more than welcome to get back to me if you want to stream Saturday night, 50%. And also, you have to have DLC.
Yeah, you need to have the 90s DLC, isn't it, for the F1? Yeah. Do you need the tracks as well?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, all you guys out there who do streaming, if you fancy getting in touch with this, make sure you get yourselves an opportunity. As Nikita looks at the back of her teammate and goes a little wide in turn 11, evidently trying to avoid her teammate, and Nikita will be just saying, get out of the way! So her teammate, Boyce, really compromising her strategy here. Into the DRS zone, she's got the flat wide open, but that's not going to help because Boyce is too far away here. Nikita will be seething at the fact that he's holding her race up and will be probably trying to shout, please let me past.
Hey guys, if you're on the stream, you can have a look. It's very complicated, but if you look at the names, they are the drivers and they're the positions they finished.
Well, in the meantime, Anna Boyce goes into the pits. Nikita breathes a sigh of relief as she now looks to try and close down on the back of our awesome Panda in the Lotus. Evidently, having gone with these prime tyres, it gives it a longer stint, but as we said before, you do have to run the option tyres. They do wear quickly, so it's a question as to whether you can make the strategy work to have them come into full play at the end. I mean, we did see last night a couple of newer drivers caught out a bit by that. Nutters 91 in particular lost a bit of time in the final stint as a result of it.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Nikita, the way I play is next stop, go in for options, and then the second option stint. That is if they can get to the end of the race. The third.
Well, Perez, meanwhile, is now looking in the back of Emma Boyce, but Boyce obviously is fresh out of the pit on the prime tyres, so the tyre temperature won't be easy at first. We'll give it a little bit of time, and I reckon you'll be able to see that he starts to streak away from Perez. Perez's strategy of going very long on the option tyres has not worked so far, but if he can do just one more stint on another set of prime tyres, his total strategy might bring him in with a decent haul of points. Providing every driver finishes tonight, every driver will score, because we unfortunately had a depleted grid, and with Ian Unstoppable connection giving up the ghost, that means all 10 drivers are all we've got left.
I mean, the only disappointment from that is that we have no McLarens, and Saiki Tucker goes into the pits.
Well, Jamie2503's teammate, meanwhile, is staring at the back of Perez in the Ferrari as Jamie2503 has got the DRS open here, and we've seen how confident he is on the brakes. So I think he's going to fancy an opportunity here as we dive into the final corner. He's got the inside apex, but Perez, meanwhile, fancies to be able to out-drag him towards the pit lane. Is he going to be able to do it? Jamie2503 into the final corner, and he's just got the traction. Goes a little wide, though. Old drivers pushing their look at that final corner, evidently using the extra run off there to gain the speed. But Perez with DRS plus pass as XRL Bernie has lost connection. We have lost the host of the race. Lord knows what's going to happen there. Perez has now suddenly gone behind Jamie2503, having initially gone by him on the DRS. I think we need to get XRL Bernie in here and find out what happened.
Yeah, definitely. Second time though he's lagged out of the race. He did the same in qualifying in Australia, so good for him.
I find this a bit odd, of course, because last night he was here with me doing the F1 stream, both for stream on 720p in high definition, and had no problem with connection whatsoever. So it makes me wonder, why would he lose connection when he's the host?
I blame Codemasters.
Take the easy option, I don't blame you. XRL Fuzzy in P4 now looking to get as close as he can. Nikita with the DRS is now in the zone behind Awesome Panda in the Lotus. Nikita, the Rebel driver, the reverse strategy, is so far doing everything she needs to be able to bring this on. It's so nice to be able to say that about an F1 driver. I'm going to say she. Meanwhile, LGS is saying, wow, this game is broken. As Awesome Panda dives into the box, Nikita has been released in second place. So Awesome Panda going for his second stop. XRL Brothers is just saying bugger is all I can say. Crazy Fish saying oh no, poor Dan, while Jordan Kelly laughs. Someone might be earning themselves a penalty in their next race, I think.
I think Dan might get us home especially early tonight just to get into the F4 race and just see how Jordan drives.
Yes, you might be a marked man now, Jordan, be warned. Jamie2503 in P6 has just got ahead of Awesome Panda, with Awesome Panda on the fresh prime tyres. Hey there, Bernie, so what actually happened? It just seems that you lost connection all of a sudden.
Yeah, I just lost connection.
I mean, I'm a bit baffled by this, because obviously you bring the strings for the F1, you bring the strings for the F4 and the F5 and the T6, and we never see any real problems with regards to connection. And when you're the host, you disconnect him. Any idea what that's about?
No, my internet just drops for like a split second, lose connection to everything, but the actual internet says it's working and fine. So there's nothing wrong with the internet, but apparently everything just drops. So I lose connection to everything, including the game, but I'm still on Xbox Live, I'm still connected to Xbox Live, I'm just not connected into the game. It's my internet issue, but I don't know what we can do to sort that out.
Well, meantime, we will make you aware that Jordan Kelly 98 laughed when you lagged out. and is now telling me to shut up because I said someone may have earned themselves a penalty. Are you a grudging man, Dan Fisk?
No, if I'm honest, finished 10th on the disconnect? I mean, I had so many issues today that I could probably only finish 8th or 9th anyway, so well, I shouldn't really say what's the difference to a point, but what's the difference? It's just 1 point or 2 points that I've lost, so I'm not...
With that, bite your tongue. With all the comments you said about Ice Cold Andy in the F1 division, suck it up and be a man. You lost a point and hopefully you can do better in Bahrain, eh?
Yeah, I hope so. It's another bad track, but I mean, tonight I knew for about an hour before. I actually just put on a setup that I made up. I just made up a setup in the lobby. I just went in, just put in some numbers because I've been practicing all week with rubbish, or not rubbish because people like TRL Button can use it and win. So, not rubbish, but obviously I didn't like it. Put something else on, and had the pace, had the strategy to be watch where Fozzie finishes this race because I'd have been right behind him.
Well, in the meantime, while you were talking there, Dan, we did see Awesome Panda go through on Jamie 2503 to take 6th place. Well, with the pit stops, that could be absolutely anywhere. Well, needless to say, commiserations on that. Obviously, moving forward to Bahrain, you'll be hoping for a better result. As I say, one thing that I do want to know is, are you going to be available for streaming the classics this weekend? Because apparently no one else can do it.
I don't know yet. Possibly. Maybe, I can't guarantee it.
You won't be able to because it's go-karting this weekend.
I can't. Not this week on go-karting, of course.
Oh, so the go-karts have been salvaged?
Well, we've booked the track, so, we can't get... We've booked it, we've put money down, they've said as long as you turn up... If you turn up with 5 people, you can still do it. That's not the point, though. The point is the people that are watching the stream, some of those people could have easily gone, and they know it, and they wanted to. But rubbish excuses or whatever has prevented them from not being able to go. I mean, some have got excuses, but for reasons why they can't go. Chris knows. Chris has as well. But I mean, there are some people who said they would go and they haven't, and they've sort of left us in a bit of a thing.
Right.
It's a bit frustrating, but
Well, let's get back to the track action now. Thank you very much for your comments there, Dan. As Psychic Taco lines up through 9 and 10, a move here on the Ferrari of XRL Fozzie. He's currently in P2 Fozzie, but right now he's under big pressure. Psychic Taco getting closer to him like a rash at the moment. Heading for a turn 12. And Psychic Taco is actually thinking about trying to drive around the outside of 12. Narrowing wedge here is going to be given the room by Fozzie. Fozzie gets out of his way. Now the question is, will Fozzie be able to get into a decent drag here? But at the same time, there goes the flat on Psychic Taco. And XRL Fozzie's keeping up with him in a straight line. But at the same time, he's just not got the overspeed to make the difference. Psychic Taco has a little bit of tyre lock up, but into turn 13, Psychic Taco makes it stick.
Interestingly, Psychic Taco has actually got the leapfrog on Nero Toasty. He's actually ahead of him with the same amount of pit stops.
Well, that's a bit strange because Nero Toasty was so far ahead in the first stints because Nero Toasty didn't get caught up in the duels with the likes of XRL Fozzie, the likes of Awesome Panda. I'm really surprised that Nero Toasty's been caught out like that.
Definitely a strange one, but good old Nikita, she currently leads again after having only 1 pit stop to her name.
Well, LGS asked what the classics be on this Saturday, Chris. Obviously with the go-karting, has that made any effect?
Yeah, I always said to Dan, if the classics was on, and the go-karting was on, we would postpone the classics for a week.
So there you go, LGS, you get a week off. Enjoy it. It's your last. So heading towards turn 8 now. Turn 6, sorry, as Perez in 8th place, trying to get close to the back of Jamie 2503, but Jamie's just had the overspeed to pull away there. In 6th place, Awesome Panda got a little bit of clean air now, so a potential shot for the podium here for Awesome Panda, because despite being down in P6, not got the battles ahead of him, Ira Boyce in P5 meanwhile, another one is knocking on the door for the podium. This could be like the F1 division race last night, where in the final stint we had absolutely no idea where everyone was going to finish as a net result, because it seemed really tricky to actually work out where everybody was net to each other on the pit stops.
Yeah, However, I don't think Nikita's going to get on the podium. She's about to be caught by whoever's in second place at the minute.
That's such a Psychic Taco. In third place, XRL Fozzy in the Ferrari. Now, XRL Fozzy's gone into the box, so he's dived straight in. So Nira Toasty in P3, not too far behind Psychic Taco. Only about 3 seconds between them two. If Taco gets caught up in a big duel with Nikita, and we've seen before this, she can be quite stubborn when she gets into a duel. Elbows come out of the cockpit quite easily. So if he gets caught in a duel like that, Nira Toasty will get involved, and we're back to square one. We was absolutely having no idea where everyone's going to finish. Now, for those of you who will be watching, this Sunday the F1 division will happen, and also don't forget, this week Catalonia, real life F1 happens. We come back to Europe. It'll be interesting to see who's got the car upgrades now that the flyaway sessions are out of the way. Will we see Red Bull catch Mercedes? Will McLaren call out the ball doldrums? And will Sauber finally make a car that weighs less than the Titanic? So meantime, we've got a bit of a gap in the field, Otter. So while we've got that, I'm going to bring you a quick rundown of the positions. Nikita is in P1, flames the flag of Russia, on a 1:39.1 as her best lap. But Psychic Taco, a full second clear on fastest lap behind, a 1:38.1. Nira Toasty, a 1:38.12 in third place. I'm a Boyce, a 1:38.4 in fourth. Awesome Panda, a 1:38.1 in fifth. So if you look at that there, that's 4 drivers all within 1 to 3 tenths of each other. That's insanely close raw pace. Jamie2503 knocking on the door at 1:38.8. Then we've got SRL 47 on a 1:38. No, yeah, on a 1:38.9. S Perez meanwhile showing that it's not all about fast pace but about consistency. He's in 8th place, fastest lap on 1:40.2. Then we've got Snipes on a 1:39.1. XRL Bernie and Ian Stockwell both retired, but both also 1:39.1. So the pace is pretty solid between the field. We're talking between the drivers still going. If you discount Perez, literally a second in terms of raw ultimate pace between the field.
It's definitely a close league, but obviously Perez, he has very limited time when he can obviously practice because he doesn't know when he's racing. That's the kind of job you get when you're a reserve. But he seems to be doing a good job for STFC down at the minute.
Well, Nira Toasty, meanwhile, has also caught up quickly to back of Taco. Taco's worst nightmare is about to come true here, because despite the fact he's closed down on Nikita away or not, Nira Toasty's gone faster behind him, and Nira Toasty is going to have a chance to line him up for a pass here, and the last exciting Taco needs is to see the place. Meanwhile, LGS is saying he won't be able to do the Spanish Grand Prix podcast due to the fact that he'll be away when the race starts. So, no matter, we'll always have a few people available. DRS flat wide open on Nira Toasty. Psychic Taco looking to make a move on Nikita. And this might be a double overtake and Nira Toasty might follow him through. Oh, Nikita goes wide there. I don't know if that was contact. But Nira Toasty looking to take over the lead for Psychic Taco. They're side by side into the bottom corner. Taco's got the inside line. Nira Toasty goes wide, has to get out, the gas goes off the track. Psychic Taco, meanwhile, doesn't go through. That's one that's going to have to be investigated, that, because it's hard to see whether both drivers were on the track at the final corner. Meanwhile, Sean B22 asking what's happened so far and are there any retirements? We've lost both Ian Unstoppable, definitely stoppable tonight, and XRL Bernie due to connection issues. We also had 3 drivers not start. That includes both of the McLarens and I can't remember who the other driver was. Do you know who that was, Chris? Yeah, the sister Williams. So we've lost quite a few drivers tonight. 5 of the drivers theoretically are not on the grid. So with that last corner incident on lap 28 between Nira Toasty and Psychic Taco will definitely be reviewed. No doubt about that. It's very tricky to see if both drivers were on the track and also what action could have been taken by either driver there. It was a bit of a tricky one, that one. Difficult to call. Meanwhile, moving back through the field, Jamie 203 in 5th place. Nobody else seems that close. So I think we're going to have to stay together to Nira Toasty and also the Psychic Taco. Heading down towards turn 13, Taco's got the DRS and he'll be closing very quickly on the back of that Sauber. But I think Nira Toasty's just done enough to retain the lead for now. but down to turn 1, Nero Toasty could be under real pressure. And LGS says that Toasty appeared to have all 4 wheels off the track at the hairpin. Well, yes, but at the same time, where was Taco in all of that? Where was his car positioning? And also, how was that set up? These things aren't decided on the fly. They have to be reviewed individually.
But the incident's down anyway, so...
Meanwhile, interesting stat that Crazefish1234's put up. Apparently, on the time trial here for Shanghai, between position 385